on, everybody? Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. It is December 11th, 2019. It is just 3 more Sundays until good old-fashioned Christmas, New Year's Eve, and everybody flooding the gym hoping to lose weight, gain muscle, and all that fun stuff. I'm going to have to do my mandatory click-ins. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the way this is going to work today is I'm going to show you the type of frustrations and challenges I'm having with my carpet cleaning clients, Facebook ad agency, restarting it from scratch, and all the huff and puff that's coming from it. I'm realizing that I have zero KLT. That's no like trust. That's really like a function of just spending time with people, knowing that they won't screw you over. That's okay to spend money with them, of which I have zero in the carpet cleaning agency. More so, I'm pretty sure that every single other agency, Thumbtack, Yelp, Home Advisor, has been screwing these people over hard. And I've got a game plan to figure out how to address that, how to deal with it, and how to get them to a point where they're not hostile over the phone. So we're going to be working through that a little bit. I'm going to be showing why I think my client acquisition or client getting ads are working, but why it's bombing. I'll be charting and graphing and squaring and all that fun stuff. And then I'll be sharing my plan on how to build massive proof fast, build that KLT fast, and skip the lines for for pennies on the dollar. And I take this so seriously that I'm willing to put my time, effort, energy into it. And if somebody said, Jeff, for $50, you can get a testimonial video, screenshots, case studies, and proof, and somebody liking what you're doing and how you're doing it, I probably would say yes to that. And so I'm going to be going over the thought process behind that and an easy way to make SOPs and all that fun stuff. So let me go ahead and share that screen. And in the intermediate, I'm going to say high fives and hand hugs to everybody who's joining up now. Let me go ahead and share that. That should do it. Here we go. Cool. So today's Lunch Learning Live. Terry Ridgway, how you doing? Terry and I met in Los Angeles. Nato Guarjo, I can never pronounce your last name correctly, but I see your ads everywhere. David Getzinger says, carpet cleaners have no budgets. I'll tell you what, David, nobody's got budgets. Like there's always no budget. There's always no money. And it's up to me to change that narrative fast. So the answer is, that's what they're saying, but I don't expect anyone to say anything differently. Now, what's going on? Langdon James, Brian Dunlap, David Getzinger, Tyson Hollis, Sean Frank, Shanta Adhikari, hope I pronounced that correctly, Julie Kramer, Jade Angel, Gareth, Byron, Gareth works. What's going on, Josh Gavin? How you doing, sir? Today's Lunch and Learn is going to be quite interesting. I think you'll find this repeatable. This will be usable, and this will be a different twist or unique angle or an improvement over what you're doing and how you're doing it, especially if you're trying to focus on serving a certain type of client, dealing with people saying, who are you? I don't trust you. I don't know you. KLT, that's no like trust kind of stuff. And I'm just kind of documenting my journey on how we're doing what we're doing, because I think it's going to accelerate your learnings as well. Todd Taylor, how you doing? Jonathan Nieto, Mary Lan, Lindau, Daughter Tree. I don't know how to pronounce that. I just call you Mary Ann. But pleasure. I'm super happy that you joined us, the S fam, the butt mug, and all that fun stuff. By the way, that is a Guinness World Record right over there. It was for me participating in the largest Secret Santa at that time. I think it was like 2013 or something like that. But yeah, so if there's any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or ideas while we're doing the general intros, now is the time. If not, that's okay. I'm just going to move into the Lunch Learning Live December 11th. So let me go ahead and reorganize my screens and my tabs, because I need my face over here and then the chat over here and then this over here. So we should be good to go. What's going on? Matt Shaluth. Matt. Sorry, dude, I got nothing. Will Rays, Janko Jankovic. What's going on, everybody? So this is Lunch and Learn Live, December 11th. I'm super happy to be here. This is the agenda. The carpet cleaning clients now, that's my name for my carpet cleaning client, my carpet cleaning Facebook ad agency, CCC now, is totally bombing. And I'm going to be going through why and hows and all that fun stuff in the framework of the prospecting engine, the sales engine, and the fulfillment engine. And like always, don't worry about fulfillment until you have first sales, and don't worry about sales until you have first prospects. More importantly, I'll be sharing my plan to build massive proof fast and skip the line for pennies on the dollar. Again, if anybody had ever said, "Hey, Jeff, for $50, you can go ahead and get a video testimonial. You can go ahead and get proof case studies and somebody saying, hey, I like what you're doing and I want to buy what you have to sell." I would say yes every time. I hope you would too. And so what I want you to do is take this line of thinking and apply it to your clients, apply it to your way of working, and apply it to your client getting strategy. This is really inspired by Nick Robbins at BTOP Local. They're based out of Utah. And this was the first time I heard of something called the 24-hour 10 lead trial. So I don't want to use the term free trial, even though it is a free trial, because stereotypically free trials are 30 days or 2 weeks. And what'll happen is it'll work, and then you'll have 13 days and nothing, and then they don't want to renew because they only remember the last 13 days, not the first day. So we're going to be using the term 24-hour 10 lead or 10 booked appointment trial. So here's what's going on right now. So the carpet cleaning clients now is totally bombing. And here is why. And this applies to anybody who's looking to start an agency, grow an agency, who's looking to get a new niche, right? And try something different. This is what's going to happen. So as always, we've got the prospecting engine. We've got the sales engine. And this is the fulfillment engine. The mistake most people make when starting out is they say, oh my God, I need to have proof, case studies, results that people won't buy from me until I have a fulfillment thing up and running, which I get. I understand. It makes total complete sense, but Elon Musk just went on stage and sold $11 billion. And he says it's going to take 2 years for you to buy your truck. And even then, you probably won't like it. And everybody said, okay, here's $11 billion. So I really want to set aside the idea of fulfillment. Fulfillment doesn't matter. Put it out of your head. Like, you don't have to think about fulfillment. All you have to think about is your sales engine. And your sales engine is how you turn interest into money. And your prospecting engine is how you get people 5, 10, 15 days saying, hey, I want to buy what you have to sell. This is usually 90% of the time how any business is structured and works. Whether you're doing newspapers or carpet cleaners or Facebook ad agency or ClickFunnels or it doesn't matter. It's prospecting, sales, and fulfillment. And the framework for this was really inspired by Alex Shlinsky. We will be doing a masterclass coming up. We're doing more customer research this week, which will be pretty darn cool. So prospecting engine, sales engine, fulfillment engine. And so what we ended up doing was really focusing on Facebook ads and cold email for the prospecting engine. So let's do this. Prospecting engine, and using inputs like Facebook ads and cold email to get this stuff done, ultimately with the goal of getting 5 to 10 inbounds. That's a yes, saying somebody, hey, I want to buy what you have to sell every single day. And as it turns out, it worked pretty darn well. I paid my mentor an F ton of money for him to show me how to do and what we do. So now I have Facebook ads that are getting clients. They're literally prospecting for me in exchange for money, which is pretty darn cool. And cold emailing added to that as well, but 90% of it was from Facebook ads, which is pretty darn awesome. One of the reasons why I don't recommend Facebook ads out of the gate is because when you get so many, your brain freaks out. You're not used to dealing with it. It's a whole huff and puff. My AC just turned to heat. Give me 2 seconds. No, I don't know why it does that. It just does it. So prospecting engine, it was up and running, all that fun stuff. And the sales engine, and ideally 1 out of 5 will pay you money. So if we've got 5 appointments, I can expect, if I'm good at what I'm doing and I know how to do it and how to have the conversation, 1 out of 5 will pay you money. That's 20%. Usually about $1,000, $1,500. So if you have 5 appointments on your calendar for Tuesday, you know you're going to make $1,000, $1,500. That's it. It's just math. Here is where it's all breaking down. Not on the fulfillment, not on the prospecting, but specifically in the sales engine. And so let me kind of add some arrows real fast for everybody who's not familiar with this process right here. So to keep the numbers straight, we got about, I think, 350 yeses in about 1 month. That's about 3 a day, which is pretty darn cool. By the way, we are still at 0 sales, flat out $0, arguably in the negative because of having to invest in ads and processes and stuff like that. So we are at 0 sales in about 1 month. Now, originally, this is what was happening. And let me go ahead and draw this out right here. And these will be just close, but not good enough. Actually, I may be able to pull something from the inner circle Let me see if I can find that real fast. There's a photo I put up with the real numbers. Okay, here we go. So, oh, numbers don't lie. Right click, save image, desktop. Here we go. So this is, come on, you little bastard. Here we go. So these are some of the numbers. I put this up about 2 weeks ago or so, but the philosophy is correct. And I posted this in the IC to keep myself accountable, things like that. So in about 2 weeks into this process, we had about 250 leads. 250 carpet cleaners said, hey, I'm interested in getting more booked appointments. Great, fine, perfect. Some of them, by the way, funnel hacked me and are actually in this group, and I'm more than happy to have them. I'm just trying to keep this open and honest. I'm not doing anything like sleazy or slimy about this. Like, nope, I'm just trying to build a carpet cleaning Facebook ad agency. So I got about 250 leads, and then I only got about 50 introductory calls. And the way it worked is you would sign up on Facebook and then set up an intro call. Normal, great, fine, perfect. So you can say Facebook ad into introductory call. Normal, no big deal. Everything makes sense. And as it turns out, we got so many introductory calls, our calendar actually booked out for 3 or 4 days. And as those 3 or 4 days kicked in, the show up rate dropped. People forgot. It was absolutely horrible. Effectively, what was 250 signups became only, let's just say, 50 intro calls scheduled, but only 30 showed up or picked up the phone. Super bummer. Like everything sucked at this point. And you can see it right here. Like this number, like we just didn't have the capacity to do more introductory calls. And so we ended up doing is giving it to my sales guy who would take the calls and I would take some and all that fun stuff so we could have a 24-hour turnaround, not a 3 or 4 day turnaround. And it still went to hell. Like we could schedule demos and qualified calls and it just nobody was paying money. Everybody was super guarded. And so I ended up doing was trying something different. Instead of going Facebook ad into qualification, we'll just call them intro calls here, but qualification call, whatever it is, it's just like, are you crazy? Do we want to spend more time together type thing? Instead of going from Facebook ad into introductory call, I went ahead and tried something different. I went ahead and said, sorry, we're booked out. And we'll email you if we have an opening. That's it. I just couldn't handle this many qualification calls, this many intro calls. My sales guy, Brett, should not be on the qualification call. I should not be on the qualification call. I need an Alex or something like that to do a qualification call. And I just literally changed the message saying, sorry, we're booked out. Like I still got their name, number, and email. I just said, we're booked out and we'll email you if we have an opening, right? And so I ended up actually emailing them saying, hey, we have an opening. Let's see what happens. So this was like, let's do this. This was number 1. And then this was number 2. So what I actually did, by the way, was I emailed them. I said, this was on Monday or so. I said, we have an opening. Click here to schedule an intro call. Just like that. And I sent out an email to everybody. And then I actually sent out a text message as well using high level set up by Christine saying, hey, we have an opening. And this one was by email. And this one was by text. And it was really darn cool. Let me see if I can show you the back end of my high level. Let's see if this works as intended. Switch account, carpet cleaning, conversations, all. I hope I don't show phone numbers. Oh, I do show phone numbers. I can't show that. Let me go ahead and, what can I show you? I can't show you this. There's phone numbers on here. Let me go ahead and block it out. And then Let's see if I can show you a screenshot. Give me that square. There we go. So we sent out a mass text by High Level. That was the program that we used. And it ended up looking kind of like this. It was literally a text message that read, hey, Ronald, Jeff here with carpet cleaning. There we go. Technology. Great. And then we sent out 300 of them and we got a bunch of people actually scheduling, which was awesome. And this might have solved my problem very, very quickly. And I'm going to show you what my calendar looked like yesterday. And I was very excited about this because this would solve my intro call problem because now I don't have to like worry about whether my calendar is open or not. Now, when I've got a client slot open, I can go and just send an email, book the slots, and have the conversation, right? And so this was what my calendar looked like yesterday. Remember, we sent out this message to everybody, also by email. They went ahead and clicked it, and then they scheduled a time. And in my calendar looked like this for yesterday, which was awesome. December the 10th, a bunch of people filled out the form. I was like, hell yeah, this is cool. They're getting the automatic follow up. Surely they're going to show up. Surely we're going to have a conversation. I'll bet you a 50% show up rate is on average. And I'm more than okay with that for now. And in about like 2 minutes, by the way, of doing this client reactivation campaign, I got like 4 phone calls. People saying like, yeah, I'm interested. They click it, they schedule time, all that stuff. And they just started popping up on my calendar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One person scheduled twice. So maybe this is like really 8, right? And the same thing happened earlier today. And I'm going to show you right here. One moment. So this was December the 10th. And then this was December the 11th. I was like, oh, that's cool. Right. So we've solved this problem. We've increased our show up rate. Now I'm not really at the whim of a closed off calendar or an overly booked calendar where people don't show up or blah, blah, blah. But instead, I'm just going to say, look, we're closed. If we have an open slot, we'll email you. And then when I want more clients, I email them and I text them out. Client reactivation campaign. Awesome. And this is what we sent out. And then this is the calendar. Great. Fine. Perfect. Everything is awesome. Except it wasn't. Except it wasn't. Ideally, when you're having qualification calls like this, or like intro call to qualified, like you're going to have somewhat of a conversation where you ask them a series of questions and you discover budgets and how much they want to spend and blah, blah, blah. And this was the average process on December the 10th. And I literally stayed at home and just did all these all day long. I've got notes on the right side of my screen right here. Gary at 9 a.m. Picked up the phone and said, oh, I'm super busy. We can't talk. Fine, whatever. Edric, scheduled twice, was literally on the job using the machine, and I couldn't hear him. He turned off the machine and said, yeah, how long is this going to take? How much does it cost? No, I'm already doing Google Ads. I said, well, this isn't Google Ads. This is literally a proprietary system that gets people showing up and wanting to buy from you. No, I already spent all my money. I don't have any money. Fine. Ronald and I actually got on the phone. It was somewhat of a positive conversation. And he said, all right, but how much is this? I said, our prices range for $500 to $5,000. He's like, $500? That's insane. I would never pay as much as that. I said, okay, not to worry. Joseph just totally ignored the call. Carl was a bad phone number. J Low, I don't know why they put it like that. We had it like a somewhat positive conversation. But again, he's like, hey, by the way, like I've done TripAdvisor or Home Advisor and Yelp. It ain't going to work. Carlton, like, yeah, I hate these like things. You know, I filled this form and then I got called nonstop. I don't want to pay first. I want to pay after. And the same thing with Quincy. And the same thing with Alexi and Mark and Peter. This was literally like horrible. Like it sucked so much. Like these are people that scheduled the time, that saw my ad, clicked on it, read the email, read the text message, scheduled time, and they could not figure out how to communicate. It was literally downright hostile with some people and a big box of crap 99 times out of 100. And here's what I discovered. And this applies to, I think, everyone that's looking to target a new niche, um, grow a industry vertical. And that's what consulting companies call, like when they're focusing on a thing, an industry vertical. So you could have like carpet cleaners, chiropractors, gyms, industry vertical, stuff like that. Um, or dealing with people that have been screwed. Well, let's just do it like that. So this applies to people that are looking to target a new niche or grow an industry vertical. Here's what I discovered. The first is no one knows if I'm going to screw them. They literally have no idea. Like they treat me as like they have to be on guard. It's a low priority for them. They don't have money. Who are you? Like those types of questions. Like they don't know if I'm going to screw them over or not. I'm not, but they don't know that. They literally are like super defensive. Like, no, I don't know if we can do that. That's not good enough. Blah blah blah. Like if you ever got questions that are like not open and honest and truthful, like it's because they're afraid you're going to screw them. The second is they all have been screwed over before, and specifically by Yelp, Home Advisor, and Thumbtack. And about halfway through my conversations, I changed it from the normal qualification call process to asking more about Yelp, Home Advisor, and Thumbtack. So, what type of leads are they sending? What type of jobs? And what I heard, a specific quote, is half the time they are one-bedroom jobs that cost me $17 and I only make $30. And this lady or these clients, right? This is someone in particular he's referring to. And this lady definitely doesn't have the money for a $300 job. This is like lead quality conversation, right? And it's very rarely on the business to successfully take a $30 client to a $300 job, a $300 client. It's not going to happen. And it definitely won't happen just because they're in your house, right? Like they scheduled and they needed a service and they said it's going to be $30 because that's what Thumbtack said. So I only want to pay $30. And this guy who's working really hard is saying, I got to spend 45 minutes between driving there, supplies, 45 minutes driving there to make $30. I spent 17, so I only made $17. So between the cost of supplies and all that, I'm literally making like $10 an hour. That's like his scenario, right? So they don't know I'm going to screw him over. They've all been screwed over before, and they don't believe me at all whatsoever. At all. They're like, this can't be true. I don't believe it. You can't get me 5 to 10. I've tried this before, normal stuff. These are like the responses that I'm getting from real life carpet cleaners saying like, yeah, we're on the phone, but so what? And because they don't know if I'm going to screw them over, they've been screwed over before and they don't believe me at all. Not only is the show up rate not good, I think 50% is okay, but still not good. They all are unwilling to spend money with me to see if it's any good, simply because Yelp, Home Advisor, and Thumbtack have been lowering that acceptability bar consistently time and time again. Like if you've had great service your whole life and it's always a positive, healthy, dollar-driven relationship and you like dealing with what you're doing, you're more than happy to spend money on it. And then when you get screwed over 2 or 3 times, you start to like say, all right, I'm not going to do this anymore. And that's what's going on with these people. They usually grow their business through referrals and have a website and done that SEO stuff, but they keep charging me $150 a month and I got no jobs. And then we hear them starting to use digital marketing language like I got clicks, but what does that mean? Why are they clicking on the website but not scheduling a call? Like they're trying to incorporate tribal language digital marketers into like small business and carpet cleaning. But the end result is like, no. I don't know who you are, Jeff. I don't know if you're going to screw me. I've been screwed over long before, and I don't believe what you're doing and how you're doing it, and I'm not seeing any proof. And this is literally the single biggest thing that's stopping me from being successful with best serving these people. It's less about this process. This is really like me keeping accountable and having a third party view. But now it's more like, how do I prove if I'm not going to, how do I prove that I won't screw them over? How do I prove that I'm better than the competition? And how do I prove that they can believe me? This is the next biggest thing. And this applies to you and for you if you're looking to target a new niche or grow an industry vertical. This is the reason why you are not successful, is because of this narrative right here. And so if you can go from I won't screw you, you can believe me, and it does work, and it'll work for you. Now you've got a real life business. Now you can take a stranger into a customer and client. Now, it may take a while, it may take some time, but if you can do that, then it's going to work. And so this is really like ultimately at the core why carpet cleaning clients now is totally bombing. It's because they don't know who I am, because they think I can screw them or I would screw them, even though I never would. And they've been screwed over so many times before by the bigger dogs that there's nothing I can do. And so what I really want to do is show you guys my plan to build massive proof fast and skip the line for pennies on the dollar, all while building out my downsell, my SOPs, and training my VAs to do it. And honestly, like if you can do this, you've got a real life business fast, like real fast. And this is my plan to build massive proof and skip the line for pennies on the dollar. And I'm learning this type of thinking from Nick Robbins, and he learned it from Billy Jean on how to do this and how to mechanize it, and tying it in with what I'm learning now from my current mentor and how to SOP and stuff like that. And so this is really my plan on how to get massive proof fast and skip the line for pennies on the dollar while building out my downsell, my SOPs, and all that fun stuff. Instead of, let me do this. So right now, here's my offer. An offer is simply what you do in exchange for money. My offer is 5 to 10 carpet cleaning clients per week in exchange for $1,500. That's it. By the way, when I've gotten to this on the end of the qualification call, the demo, they usually laugh at me. They're like, $1,500? Are you insane? Like the guy's on the phone laughing and hangs up. Like it seems so incredibly unacceptable. But honestly, it's not. Like we're talking 40 to 60 carpet cleaning clients per week. Like if they just charge $200 per, they're making $8,000 in exchange for $1,500. Like that's just how it works. That's on the low end, right? So the offer itself makes dollars sense, but honestly, like they don't believe this. Like they are so used to paying twice as much for half as much that it just seems like hilariously unacceptable. Kind of like, remember the first time Elon Musk was like, hey guys, I'm gonna have an electric car that goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Everybody's like, no, you're not. Like imagine if 3 years before the iPhone came out, Steve Jobs was like, hey, you're gonna have a screen that you can touch. Like, get out of here. It's not gonna happen, right? So what I'll be doing is I'll be migrating my offer from 40 to 60 carpet cleaning clients per week to a 24-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial. I will no longer be doing this until I have a massive amount of proof. It's on like 5 to 10 proven clients in different cities across the United States consistently. I will not be doing this offer until I get the 10 to 15 clients right here. So let me just put this. Doing this until I get 5 to 10 clients. I said 15. Let's just say 5 to 10 clients getting results just like this. And I really took this frame from Nick Robbins, and I really want to separate this from normal free trials. Like this is not a 30-day trial or a 2-week trial, which is what most people like communicate. And when I'm always like, don't do free trials, it's because of this. Like they do a 2-week trial or 30-day trial. Don't do that. And if you're going to do a free trial, do a 24-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial. And that's specifically to prompt them into paying you money, specifically to see if it works, specifically so like you can create that KLT, know, like, trust, get screenshots, videos, all that fun stuff. And so I'll be doing 24-hour booked appointments and a free trial. And the way it works as follows: 24-hour, 10 booked appointment, free trial. Again, all credit goes to Nick Robbins. trial, something like that. Yeah. So the way it's going to work is they fill out the form like normal. We do a qualification call, and then I offer to take them on for a 24-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to pay for the ad spend. No big deal. It's just $50. Who cares? I'll know if it's going to work easy, right? Like if Facebook ads work, they work within 24 hours. Like we're going to know, right? They're going to fill out the form. We're going to do a qualification call, and then I offer to take them on for a 24-hour free trial. And the form is something like, I guess it'll look like this. Oh, it'll be an email blast saying, I want to take on a new free trial that gets you 10 booked appointments in 24 hours, right? And then it hits my calendar, and we limit it to let's just say 5 slots. I'm pretty sure I can get a free trial client within a couple hours if my list is big enough. And I'm more than happy to pay for it to figure it out. Then they say yes. And the way it works is I say, okay. I say, sounds good. You have 24 hours to fill out this form and give us the needed access, or we give your slot away to someone else. That's it. No big deal. Literally just a form, like a Google form. It says like, what's your name? What's your serviceable area? What do you charge for 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom? I don't want to show you the form right now. Maybe later. And then it says like, what's your Facebook page? That's it. And then we request access, but it's not me requesting access. It's my admin requesting access. Cool. And so what'll happen is, my VA requesting access. So from here, the VA requests access. That's it. Now what I'm going to be doing is walking the VA through the process of setting up ads through Zoom. And then we're going to be using Facebook bots for this. So ads plus bots through Zoom. That's it. We're going to take the information from the form, type it into the ad, type it into the bot, click approve, send a screenshot, all that stuff. And what's cool about this process is because I'm not actually doing it, but instead teaching somebody to do it, I'm building out my SOPs. And just as importantly, I will be building out my self-service option, aka my course or my books or whatever we're calling this, right? Because if the carpet cleaner can't spend $1,500, but they could spend $500, I'll sell them just the books that would come with, all that stuff. So my course area. I'm more than okay to be saying I'm going to be spending $50 on ads to know if it's going to work in New York. If it does work in New York, I can get a testimonial video from a New York-based carpet cleaner. During that process, I'm going to be walking my VA through how to request access, how to build a Facebook ad, how to build the bot, one-click install, all that fun stuff, copy and paste, no big deal. We'll be doing the high-level automations, the follow-up, everything. And then I'm going to spend the $50 on ads to know if it's going to work in New York. Because if it works in New York, I can just tell everybody in New York that it works in New York. And then run ads in New York saying, hey, New York carpet cleaners, would you like a proven system on how to get 10 booked appointments in less than 3 days? If so, click here. Then we have a conversation that's much more open and much more friendly and less hostile, because it's literally, yeah, this guy lives in Long Island. He's got a carpet cleaning business in Manhattan. Here's a testimonial video. Yes, you can talk to him. It's no big deal. This was part of a free trial. We no longer offer free trial. Yes, we pay for it. What do you say? You don't have to say yes. I want to let you know we offer exclusivity. So if you're interested, now is the time to act. If not, no big deal. That's fine. And this process of doing a 24-hour booked appointment free trial really lines me up for the 3 ways I'm going to be selling, which is right here. the 1500 done for you. This is agency work. Let's just say the 697 6-week coaching program. And then let's just say the 497 course self-service option. Like all of this hinges on my ability to have proof and testimonials. If I could spend $50 and have proof that it works in New York or Miami or wherever, I'm more than happy to do it because we now have inflow. My VAs can do everything. We can test the system, the Slack integration, the blah, blah, blah. And now we're building out this stuff along the way. And so I'm actually like pretty excited about doing a 24-hour 10 booked appointment trial. The guy that I talked to at 11, he's from New York. I said, the way this is going to work is I need proof because I want to fight Thumbtack and Yelp and all that stuff that's screwing you over. I know that sucks having to put all this time, effort, and energy. You only get $30 for a 1-bedroom. So I've got a whole system that works. The way it happens is 24-hour 10 booked appointments. Got a whole script and all that stuff. And it's going to work. And if it doesn't, he didn't lose anything. Then I know it don't work in New York. But this 24-hour 10 lead trial process can solve this right here because we've got proof, testimonials, screenshots. I'm not going to screw you over. I'm not Yelp. I'm not Thumbtack. I'm not Home Advisor. This thing works, and there's people in your area that have made it work. And what do you say? And I think because of that, we're going to see these numbers change pretty darn quickly. So instead of having all these leads and having very few intro calls, instead I'm going to have all these leads sign up to an email. And then when I want to take on 3 or 4 new clients, I just send an email saying, hey, we've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 new openings for our 24-hour 10 lead trial. If you're interested, click here. I know it's going to cost me, let's just say $100, $200 to get them onboarded, salaries for VAs, ads and all that stuff. But now I won't have to deal with this anymore. Instead, I'll be able to show them proof. And now instead of having a huge drop off for intro calls, it'll look something like this. And then instead of having a huge drop off from intro to qualified people, it'll look something like this. And then instead of a demo having 0, we'll have a huge number of people show up to the demo. And then we'll have sales that I expect. So now it'll look normal instead of like this huge drop. We've got leads that work. We don't have an introductory process that works. We don't have a qualification process that works. It's ultimately because the industry as a whole has been screwed so hard that they don't believe me. They don't know, like, trust me, they don't KLT. If you are not getting the results you expect, it's probably a symptom of this. So I'm just going to be doing a 24-hour 10 lead trial. I install everything. I will have some verbiage on, no, you're not allowed to use this. Yes, this is copyright. Would you like to continue? That's okay. Like, all I say is you give me a video testimonial. At the very least, I can just screenshot their ads manager, right? So this is part of the journey and part of the process. I hope this makes a lot of sense. I hope this enables you and makes you go like, oh, I get it. This could work. If you're not having the results you expect from your sales calls, it's probably not a function of your prospecting engine, but your sales engine. And inside of your sales engine, you need proof the damn thing works. And right now I have no proof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for proof. I'm happy to spend $50, $100, $200 to do so. So I hope a lot of this makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and bring this sucker to a close and stay online if you guys have any questions and all that fun stuff. Let me go ahead and move all these around. And now we've got Q&A. Like any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or ideas. Again, the agenda was, this is my campaign. It's totally bombing. And here's my plan to fix the core fundamental reason why it's not bombing, which is proof and testimonials. If you have enough proof and testimonials, you can sell ice to an Eskimo. If you don't have proof and testimonials, that's a key component to a good sales process. And I don't care how many demos you're doing. If your demos aren't converting, you need proof. And that's really the difference between everyone that's having challenges and the people that are having like $3, $5, $10 million agencies. They just have an F ton of proof. So that's just how that does and what that does. Let me go ahead and check the comments and all that, and we're going to take it from there. If not, we can end about 5-10 minutes earlier. Again, this is now Q&A. Ask away your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff. What's going on, James Cluster, Jason, Devin, Sergio, Norma, Brett, Mark, Steve, Said, Todd, Justin, Sean, Manaher, and Dana Campman. By the way, ladies and gents, the IC is looking for 2 more people that want to join up. If you're interested in joining the IC and taking the next step and all this fun stuff and having access to everything that we talk about, just go ahead go ahead and hashtag IC, and Brett will send you a PM. He's my number 2. He'll make sure you're taken care of. Let's take a look. So we've got, let's move into Q&A. We've got a question from Steve Aquino. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Let me do it like this. Here we go. Stephen Aquino says, so all the new leads being shown a fully booked message, then emailed availability X hours later. So the way I set it up is I just broke my Calendly. My Calendly literally says there are no booked appointments. Like I literally just removed myself from it. I booked myself out. Sorry, there's no more booked appointments. Just, it's not an option. And that just kind of stops the journey. I don't send them any message at all until I have an opening for a new client opportunity. I don't say like, hey, we'll email you later. It's like, nope, it says tough shit. There's no slots opening. And that really ends the journey. And I'm okay with that for right now, because the alternative, which is an introductory call, was not providing the dollars that I expect, had a huge drop off. There was no proper nurturing. They did not have proof or testimonials and all that stuff. So the Facebook ad leads go to my Facebook ad, then they click the ad itself, then they schedule a demo, or schedule a qualification call, and it says, sorry, there's no booked appointments, or no appointments. That's it. And then when I'm ready at any time I feel like, which just happened to be earlier today, I send out an email saying like, hey, if you're interested in 24-hour 10-lead trial, click here. And it's a different calendar link altogether. So I hope that makes sense. Brian Dunlap says, but they scheduled, so they need service. Brian is talking about when I was mentioning, and Brian, you tell me if I'm wrong here, mentioning that somebody scheduled a time. I need my carpet cleaned and I want to pay you money. And then the carpet cleaning business's counterpoint to that was like, yeah, they need their carpet cleaned, but between the hours it takes for me to get it up and running, the time, the materials, and all that stuff, all I'm making is like $15. And this person is so fundamentally poor that there's no way I could upsell them. And that's how they think. And there's no advantage I have in countering that, especially on a sales call. I just need to show them proof time and time again. Heather says, this is the conundrum for services like carpet cleaning. It's low margin, low price. And to get healthy interest in marketing investment, you need higher margins, ultimately higher prices. I agree completely, Heather. And this will be part of like the phase 3 of my journey, which is having a coaching program called like how to sell more through your carpet cleaning business or something like that. I will say the people on the phone were very lowbrow, very crass, very harsh to talk to. And that's either function of the people in the industry or the industry itself. And they make very little money. And it's hard for them to make money. And it's a lot of work. It's very much like, it's nearly impossible to be rich being a carpet cleaner, especially like even if you own your own business. And there just happen to be in a low margin, low price business. My angle is saying I can get somebody booking a 3, 4, or 5 bedroom booked appointment in a high income area with a high ticket or some phraseology or something like that. And that sounds a lot better than having to fight over a $30 booked appointment. So that's the angle, and it seems to be working out pretty darn good. Pascal says, could creating content on carpet clean niche help with the trust issue? It's totally possible, and it makes complete and total sense. It will help with the trust, but it won't help with the proof. You'll be like, yeah, Jeff, look, I've been watching your stuff, but I don't believe that you can get me booked appointments. And then I could counteract and say like, yeah, well, what if we did a trial? And so now it's a trial, right? I don't think creating content on the carpet cleaning niche. So I do think the carpet cleaning content could help, but it's not the fastest possible path to cash. I think doing a 24-hour trial will blow the results that could come from creating content out of the water. And creating content costs either time or money. And I could sit on my screen and say, hey, carpet cleaners, here's 4 things you need to know about blah, blah, blah. Or I could just not wait those 30 days and instead get 30 24-hour trials and then have 15 people saying, oh my God, Jeff, this actually works. And here's 4 or 5 referrals. So as an FYI. Stephen Aquino says, what does the result look like? What does the scenario look like if you have results? So if I had results, here's what would happen. So somebody would, let's say, sign up on the ad, on the Facebook ad. And then they would go into a 15-minute VSL, and inside of that is proof plus testimonials. And then they would schedule a time. And then when we're on the phone, a couple things are happening. The first is they've got a 5-day email sequence with proof. And then they've got a Facebook ad sequence with proof. And then when I'm on the call, I can just Sam Ovens them and be like, when do you want to start? Because I don't have this proof. They're super guarded. They're unsure. They're like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't want to pay you money. I've got no money type stuff. So if I had proof, we can do something like this. And I could get half the way with doing like an email sequence or a Facebook ads sequence. But the proof is really like 90% of it. And I'm more than happy to pay to shortcut my learning curve. And when I'm thinking like, do I want to spend, let's just say 3 or 4 days trying to figure this out and then testing and then know if it works and blah, blah, blah. Or I could just spend 24 hours, test it in New York, Miami, LA, Houston, wherever, and then just get screenshots. And literally, like I can just put screenshots and it's totally fine, and testimonials and it's totally fine. So that's what it looks like with proof. I hope that answers your question. Francis says, are you white labeling fulfillment for carpet cleaners? If so, don't they have any case studies? No, I do not have a carpet cleaning Facebook ad agency that does white labeling. Every single other Facebook ad agency has stayed away from this, which means my ads like get amazing response. And the incumbents in the industry are hated. It's literally like the perfect scenario of like competitive strategy. If you're curious about what I mean with competitive strategy, there is a book by Michael Porter, Competitive Strategy, Michael Porter. This guy, he is the consultant's consultant. He teaches at Harvard, and he's built billion-dollar businesses like Bain and McKinsey and BCG. They all look up to him. Like, this is the guy that you go to. And he talks about like you need to have like these forces going on, and like it's like a whole shit show. But like everything I'm seeing the carpet cleaning Facebook ad agents in the carpet cleaning niche points to, if I get it right, I can crack it open, make $1 million a day. The same way Uber was like, if we can crack like the private transportation market, we can make $1 million a day because of the way the competition is set up. It's just a short answer. The long answer is there's nobody that wants to white label carpet cleaners. So there you go. Let's see what else is going on here. We got a question from Bradley. Bradley says, I've had the most difficult time getting people to respond to my Ask survey for diesel automotive clients. I can get clicks on the survey, but can't get people to fill it out. Everything tells me it's a language in the survey. I even reduced it to the question to one question, make it easy for people to answer. What would you do here? So there's a couple things. The first is email it out to my clients list. If there's no responses, then I know people don't care about the X. And you'll notice that in the masterclass, we talk about if you don't get a response, then nobody cares about the X. The clicks almost are secondary too, and maybe you can make an argument about it. I will say sometimes most people will set up a Google form and then keep it accidentally on private. And so it's one of these two things. So Bradley, if you think it's one of these two things in the comments right now, just let me know your X. So the thing that you're asking, that question, and then put a link to your form. And then we're going to find out pretty darn quickly. Trevor says, add a refundable small deposit for intro call to gain commitment and remove tire kickers. It's possible. I'm realizing now that my advantage isn't really about removing tire kickers as much as it is about getting more clients and getting more proof. I don't have a tire kicker problem. I have a KLT problem. If it turns out I have all this proof and everything is awesome and I've got a working offer and everybody's like, Jeff is amazing at what he does and everybody should pay him money. And then I've still got people hitting my calendar that are pretty low quality. I can put a refundable deposit on there. I know a lot of people that do it, but I don't have a tire kicker problem. I have a I don't believe you problem. And to counteract that, I need proof. But thank you for your comment. It does make sense. Francis says, why did you choose carpet cleaners for a vertical? Because the incumbents are hated. Nobody's doing it. There's huge fragmentation in the market. There are franchises in the market. It's easy to get small wins very, very fast. There's a lot of customer reactivation opportunities. I think it's the same. I think one of the reasons why people are doing gyms now is because 10 years ago, as an example, somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to try gyms," and everybody's like, "Oh, gyms have no money," blah blah blah, and then it worked. And I think I've got the same opportunity for carpet cleaners. Um, and I think it could work if I get proof. And the free trial, 24-hour free trial, is like the easiest way to do it. So I genuinely think it could work. And then Francis says, "Why'd you choose carpet cleaners as a vertical if it's low margin, low price? Because I can still charge $500 to $1,000 one time or per month and still make an F ton of money. So I'm not really worried that like I can't charge 3 grand a month or 2 grand a month. I think I could charge $1,000 a month and have my carpet cleaners jumping up and down saying, 'Oh my God, this was so worth it.' More so if my carpet cleaners who are part of a low margin, low price, that doesn't mean they don't spend money. That means that they won't spend money on a thing. And so I can definitely turn this into a one-time course and sell a $500 course or $1,000 course to every carpet cleaner in the United States. So I can still make money in a low margin, low price market. I just have to have a product that fits. And stereotypically, a high touch, high commitment, $3,000 a month Facebook ad agency just won't work. So I just need to adapt a product to make it as such. Padrino says, oh wait, hold on, guys. I've got a 1 o'clock, so we have about 7 minutes. Padrino says that's great insight. I experienced something similar with speaking to prospects, and them not being keen about getting booked appointments and jobs. What I also found here in the UK is a lot of them don't offer carpet cleaning. A lot of them offer things like oven cleaning. So that's more like a maid service, I think. The US does have a weird carpet cleaning market where people specifically hire people just for their carpets. But yeah, it's all about the proof in a way that makes a lot of sense. Padrino goes on and says, when you get a prospect on the call and they brush you off with send me more information in an email, what would you say is the best practice for handling rebuttals like this? A good follow up sequence? I think at the core, when you're saying send me some more information by email, it's because you have not addressed the reasons why they should be doing business with you and you've kind of lost control. And we've got a whole really cool masterclass on that called the Cold Emailing Masterclass that I think can solve your question. But I don't have an easy thing to answer you right now other than you aren't showing KLT or proof before the call. You could do something like retargeting a sequence pretty darn fast, saying, "Hey, I'm super psyched. Here's all the information in your email, right?" Or that I would have sent you by email. So, Padrino, I think the easiest, best thing to do is go to agencyscalingsecrets.org. And there's a bunch of rebuttals, and one of them is that. Bradley says, my ex is, what's your single biggest issue you have with your truck? I have like 3 responses, but not the 20 I would like. Here's the form. So here is the form that he just sent me. So this is the form, stroke or diesel question. So the answer to your question then is, Bradley, that math and statistics and all that stuff has said people don't like your question. And you really should not. Well, let me check real fast. Preview. I want to make sure this isn't locked down. Yeah, it's not. At the core, the X, right, is the single biggest issue with your truck. So then nobody cares about the truck. Like it needs to be more specific. You need to test different X's. So that's the inherent challenge that like you're getting proof that the universe doesn't have a single biggest issue with your truck. So you need to ask different questions. Mark says, ask Joe Polish. Hold on. Joe Polish, Rich Carpet Cleaner, everything you need. I appreciate that very much. Francis says, how are you making money only charging $500? Because it's $500 for a course that has no fulfillment. Emmanuel says, what do you think about the Home Advisor? What do you think about Home Advisor for high ticket contractor services? Everybody that I've been on the phone with says Home Advisor sucks and is absolutely horrible and they don't like it. Glenn Stewart says, what was the link again for the cold emailing masterclass? The link is agencyscalingsecrets.org. That'll get you there. To go back to Bradley's question, which is this right here, the single biggest issue you have with your truck, you have 3 responses, not the 20 that I would like. Here's a link to the Google form. What I want you to do is to show the actual ad itself. I think at the core, one of the trainings talks about, like, if your X sucks, you'll get shitty responses. And right now your X is bad, which is like the single biggest issue you have with your truck. Maybe your market doesn't have issues with their truck. Maybe they have issues with their transmission, or the number one thing they want to learn about the truck, or the biggest improvement, or all sorts of different X's. So put the ad in there, and then we'll see what else we can do for you. But I'm not in the trucking market, right? So I don't know anything about what to put for the X other than try something else. I think that's it for now. I do have to boogie. Yeah, I've got a 1 o'clock with an elite member. But again, the agenda for today was carpet cleaning. So I was totally bombing. And here's why. More so my plan to build massive proof and skip the line. And when we went over some interesting stuff all the way through. But y'all can watch the replay. And the end result is that, like, if you're on the phone and your prospecting engine is working, and you're getting sales calls, and you're doing qualifications, and you're doing demos, and nobody's signing, and everybody's like hostile or doesn't take you seriously, it's because you don't have proof. The easiest way to do proof is a 10-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial, which is what I'll be doing to crack the niche on carpet cleaners. And ideally, I can crack this open and change an industry for the better. So I got to boogie off. See you guys later. Bye.